Hey there, Gabriel, accent reduction coach to the stars here in Hollywood, and I want to share with you what my A-list celebrities pay a lot of money for to have a 100% authentic American accent. Remember that these celebrities I teach, when they're on film or TV, they can't be close enough. They have to be able to achieve a 100% authentic American accent. And I'm going to share with you one game-changing exercise that I teach the A-list stars with you here on this video. But before we start, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get access to all of my game-changing exercises. And also check out my 5-star best-selling accent reduction course where I teach you my target map system, which is a revolutionary way to master the American accent. I have reviews from people all over the world. You can check out the link below. As well as my other communication courses to help bring your public speaking and communication skills to a whole new level. And remember, like in all of my videos, you have to stick with me to the end, because what I do is I put together everything we've learned and I put it into structured sentences so you could retain what I'm teaching you. Now, this is a particular issue that a lot of my clients suffer from. Knowing when and where to emphasize the S sound or the Z sound. And in this crazy world of American English, a lot of times words are spelled with an S but are pronounced with a Z. So let me teach you a very simple exercise that's going to help your body differentiate between that S and the Z sound. Now, the only difference between the S sound and the Z sound, one has air, one has a hum. For example, the S just has the air sound going through your teeth and your lips. The Z sound is the exact same thing, but we hum. Zzz, we just make a sound. Zzz. You see the difference? Zzz. The structure of my mouth. There's absolutely no difference physically between these two sounds. Zzz, zzz, zzz. So let's do this fun exercise. I want you to elongate that S, but while maintaining that S, I want you to transition into that Z sound. So for example, nothing's changing physically. I'm just humming and not humming. That's the only difference. Now let's add some range in there, shall we? So we don't get stuck on one pitch. For example, try that. Excellent. Now let's go higher so we train our body to be able to hit that in different pitches. Here we go. If you're feeling dizzy or lightheaded, that means in your mother tongue, airflow is not very common. So this is good. Get your body used to making this sound. I don't want you fainting in the middle of a public speech. Going higher. Here we go. Excellent. Now I just want you to going up and down with the Z freestyle. For example, notice we can't do that with the S because there's no hum. Good. So now that we have those Z's in our body, let's go through some very common words, where those sneaky S's that sound like Z's are, and how we could train our brain to know the difference. And you see a lot of these S's with the Z sound in simple words like is, has, was, does, these, those, choose, and rise. We see an S, we automatically want to say is, has, was, but that's not the case. And the problem is when these words are incorporated in sentences with actual S's and S sounds all around them. So your brain is unable to differentiate the difference when they're all together in one sentence. That's why you have to stick with me to the end of this video, because we're going to be putting these and other words into sentences with S sounds and Z sounds together, so your brain will be able to navigate through them. Because as I say in most of my videos, you cannot rely on spelling. You see one thing, but it sounds like something completely different. So you really have to work on that instinct. Plural form words ending with the S are also pronounced with the Z. For example, in words like dogs, friends, babies, rooms, toys, And then, of course, you have the possessive forms. The possessive S is also pronounced as a Z. For example, John's, Mary's, dogs. Now, all that is kind of easy to retain because they're at the end of words. But what happens when those sneaky S with the Z sounds are put in the middle of bigger, more complex words? Do you hear that? Words, not words. In words like resign, design, absorb, desire, resume, reserve, observe, reside, resolve, disease. We got 2 of those in there, right? Season, teasing, president. That's a particular word a lot of my clients get wrong. Again, this is easy because we're doing them one word at a time, but when they're thrown into sentences with words that do have the S sound, that is where the problem arises. But now what happens when we throw them into sentences along with words that have a real S sound? Not that sneaky S that sounds like a Z sound. So let's do a few of these sentences utilizing the words we did, but I'm going to throw in some extra bonus words in there to see if your instincts will tell you if it's an S or a Z sound. So pay close attention. I'm going to show you these sentences and I want you to say it first. Use your instincts. And if you need to pause, by all means pause. And then I'm going to give it to you correctly and we could see if we matched. So give it a shot. That's right. John's dog loves to play. Now, loves isn't a word we covered, but I threw it in there. With the toys. But Mary's dog prefer. Now, is that an S or a Z sound? Again, I threw that in there as a bonus word. Is it prefers or prefers? That's right. Prefers lounging in the upstairs. Which one is that? Is it upstairs or upstairs room? Exactly. Upstairs room. Let's do it one more time in real time. John's dog loves to play toys, but Mary's dog prefers lounging in the upstairs room. Now check this out. When we go in real time, those Z's are barely heard. Pay close attention. John's dog loves to play with toys, but Mary's dog prefers lounging in the upstairs room. You barely hear those Z's, right? Upstairs room, upstairs room, upstairs. It's so minute. This is why it's difficult for us to really hear it. Because when Americans speak, it's so relaxed, so linked and legato that a lot of this stuff is missed. But it doesn't mean that we have the luxury of missing it. On the contrary, we have to be a little more articulate, a little more conscious of it, learn it correctly, then you could back away from it and relax into it to make it sound more natural. Because what happens when we just say, oh, okay, well, fine, I'll take it easy too. John's dog plays with the toys. Then we're going to start pronouncing those Z's as S's and then it's going to really sound off. Learn it correctly first, then you could relax and surfer dude it later. And if you're wondering what surfer duding means, it's a term I used in a lot of my videos to have that very relaxed, laid-back American sound that is typical among Americans. Next sentence. Give it a shot. Use your instincts. The president made a promise, it's not promise, promise, to resolve the issue before the end of the season as it was causing widespread disease. Again, we're overemphasizing those Z's so we could lay back on it later to make it sound 100% authentic. One more time in real time. The president made a promise to resolve the issue before the end of the season, as it was causing widespread disease. Now a little more natural, thrown back. The president made a promise to resolve the issue before the end of the season, as it was causing widespread disease. Learn it correctly first, then throw it away. That's my motto. A couple more sentences. You're doing great. Very good. Again, I threw in some bonus words in there. These are the moments you must choose. Why? Is it wisely or wisely? Where do your instincts take you? That's right, Z. Wisely. As the decisions, remember the S is at the end, you make will affect where you will reside in the future. So emphasizing those Z's does not make you sound like a foreigner or like you're trying too hard. It just makes you sound very articulate. Stage actors emphasize those Z's all the time, or else they won't be heard. So hit those Z's. Don't worry about it. You're not going to sound like you're overdoing it. Last one. We got a lot going on in here, and I threw in a lot of bonus words. See if you can find out what they are. Here we go. Give it a shot. Nice. Good. Good instincts. The company decided. Is it decided or decided? Decided. Not only does it have an S sound, that word decided, but it's spelled with a C. What crazy upside down world is this? The company decided to reserve some funds. There's that Z again. For emergencies. So here we have emergencies. We got that C that sounds like an S, and that S that sounds like a Z. You see what upside down world we live in and how important these exercises are? And the employees were asked to either resign or accept the new policy. C. One more time in real time. The company decided to reserve some funds for emergencies, and the employees were asked to either resign or to accept the new policy. One more time, but thrown away. The company decided to reserve some funds for emergencies, and the employees were asked to either resign or to accept the new policy. Excellent. So you see how the S's and the Z's travel. These are aired sounds, right? Like F's and hard THs and soft THs. These are sounds that travel on air, and it's very common. That's why when you hear Americans speak, it sounds so very linked together and elongated, and a musical term that I like using, legato. Linked, legato, flowy sounds. Once you get used to that, then you're on your way to mastering the American accent.